welcome to Afrovibes TV. My name is Michaela. I will be your host here with ZeZatti Studios, and we have a special guest in the building, creator of the hottest game out, Okani Games. And so please welcome Mr. Y.
Hey, hi, Michaela. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out. Welcome.
Sure.
All right, so you guys, let's get right into it. So these are the games here. As you can see, we have them on display. So can you tell us a little bit about Okani Games and like what inspired you to create the game?
Definitely. So, Okani Africa is the name of the game, and as you can tell, it's self-explanatory. It speaks about Africa. For those who know or who don't know, Africa is a continent with 54 countries. So it's not a country; it's a continent, and it has 54 countries. So the fun about this game is that you can travel across all 54 countries, and you are an investor, right? And as an investor, you can decide to invest in each of the countries. Those 54 different countries have 54 different realities. Some have, I don't know, wars, some have prosperity, some have climate change effects, catastrophe maybe. I don't want to speak ill, so knock on wood.
Yes.
Hope all the people are great, but that's what it's about. So it's an invitation to travel across Africa and know more about the African countries. I myself is from a country called Gabon. It's in the central west part of Africa, and that's what the game is about.
Okay, yeah, and that's pretty informative, especially for those who haven't been to Africa before or don't really know too much about the continent. So this game is definitely kind of like a learning experience.
Exactly. So I qualify it. I mean, I didn't coin the term, but it's edutainment, right? It's educational and entertainment at the same time.
Okay.
So it's very great. It's fun to play with friends and family and loved ones. But there's also a lot of information. You know, it's not just about Africa. It's about the people of Africa, right? So there's the continent and there's the people. When we speak of the people, we also speak of the diaspora that involves the people there in Africa, but also the people in the Caribbean, the people in America, North and South, etc. So we speak of all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy Black History Month.
Yes. Okay. Right. Yeah, especially, because they're trying to erase some things and all that.
Exactly.
And yeah, no, that's really great. And what makes Okani African games unique compared to other games in the market?
Well, it's the amount of information that's in there. It's the interest, the perspective is coming from an African, right? I was born and raised there. I came here about 20 plus years ago, but I was born and raised there. But there's also, it's not about being African only. It's about loving the continent, because what me and my partner, because I'm the co-founder, my partner lives elsewhere, but what me and my partner mission is to present Africa in a way that people can develop a keen interest to it, but also pride, real genuine love for it. And especially if you're from there, there's so much out here outside, not just in America, but everywhere else in the world, where we're able to put pride into, oh, I went to Italy, I went to London, we want to create that pride that's going to make you say, oh, I went to Ghana, I went to Gabon, I went to Tanzania, and you take pictures and selfies and maybe present a show from there.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. And you see, it's pretty eye-catching, you guys, because it's pretty colorful. So that's what gravitated to me in my eye. It's all about like the visuals. Well, for some people.
Yeah.
And yeah, wow, it's pretty unique. I love it.
Thank you. One thing you're going to see about Africa and Africans in general, even African American and Latino, etc., you're going to see that we are very colorful people, right? We like to wear colors. Our environment is full of colors, so we want to make sure it's reflected in the game. because that's what's in our heart. That's what it's in our imagination.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What is it called? Like the wear, like the special whenever you guys have like special events or the clothing.
Yeah, well, there's different clothing. I know the most popular is in Nigeria, and they have theirs, but a lot of different countries have others way to wear,
Mm,
their tradition and their cultures.
yeah.
So there's different names.
Oh, okay, okay,
I
okay.
don't know about the name, the one you specifically speak about, but
Uh-huh.
I know there's plenty.
Yeah, they're all beautiful. They're all so
I know,
colorful.
I know.
I have one piece and I'm like, I don't even know where it came from. My dad just grabs things.
There you go.
And so I have one piece and it's just like, it's so beautiful. It's like four colors and like patterns combined.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you. He's kind of like a guy, like a one man's trash is another man's treasure. But
Hmm.
I love it. I love it.
That's it.
Because I would have never came across that piece.
Exactly.
So how does Okani African Games showcase African culture, and why is it important to you?
Oh, it's interesting because I am a corporate guy, right? I work for a corporation. I'm an executive, etc. However, in my spare time, I love social sciences, so philosophy, anthropology, history, all of the stuff that speaks of the people, the place they're from, and their cultures, whatever, however they develop, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in a few previous lives, I was a political activist. And as a political activist, back then I was living in New York, we were protesting against a lot of bad stuff that was going on in my country, in Gabon. And through coincidence, and we were protesting at the UN, etc., we actually met up with a whole lot of other protesters and activists from different countries, from Africa, countries that we're not part of, but these are brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And when we crossed paths, we started to exchange and communicate, and we also exchanged some of the materials and some of the cases that we were going through and the reason why we were protesting. And we found out that they were protesting about exactly the same thing.
Wow.
You could switch up the names, switch up the countries, and it's exactly the same reason why they were protesting. So once you meet 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 countries like this, you're like, oh, there's something there.
Yeah.
So I flipped it a couple of years later because it was dear to my heart. We fought hard and we earned some changes in some countries. Even in mine, we were pretty successful, I like to say, but there's still a lot of stuff going on in Africa. And I didn't want for people who don't know where we're from to just think of this place as a negative place where there's always war, there's always all of these negativity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beauty. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of greatness. There's a lot of achievement there.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to make sure we can showcase it by first educating people, because a lot of these opinions are from a non-educational perspective, right? People don't know, so they see what they're forecasted
On movies.
exactly, and documentaries, and it doesn't do justice to those places, right?
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure we first broadcast it this way, make sure people have fun while they're discovering the greatness of Africa. So it's not just a static game about the present. It speaks of the past, the greatness of the kingdoms of the past, and also all the achievement that has been happening, whether it's in America, in Europe, and in Africa.
Yeah, wow. Well, I'm excited to play this game so that I could kind of learn a little bit about that because you speaking on that, so on that topic, uh, we learned about like Rwanda and Burundi and like the child soldiers and the wars and stuff whenever I was in school. So that made me really scared to go to Africa.
Yeah.
And like I think it's still to this day I'm kind of shook.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is gonna kind of open me up because even blood diamond. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like all these movies.
I totally understand.
Don't. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Not to cut you, of course. What's funny is that my whole family is still in Africa, right? And my mom watches the news. And if she hears that there was a bank robbery somewhere in Arizona, she's gonna call me. Are you okay? Right? And back in the days, I had a work contract for 3 years in Canada, etc. And I would watch the news in Canada about the U.S. and the news were only broadcasting negativity.
Mhm.
And back then, I was living in New York, working in Montreal, Canada, and it's only 5 hours driving. So I would drive back home to Brooklyn every weekend or every second weekends, right? And people would ask me, but how come you always go back there? You see what's in the news and how, you know, things are crazy over there. What are you doing? You should stay here. And I would tell them, you don't even know the half. This is a beautiful place with beautiful people and beautiful things. What you see in the news is not the true reflection of the place.
Yeah.
So that's the point I'm trying to make, is that if you flip the script, you'll see that if you only focus into what you know, the television and the media are telling you about a specific place, you will be misled.
Yeah.
Go ahead and further your researches. Speak to the people that are from there. They're going to tell you the bad, of course, but they're also going to tell you about the positive, mostly the positive.
Yeah.
You see the beauty. You see all of these great achievement that has been done by Black people, and this is their origin. This is the origin of the world, matter of fact, not just Black people.
Yeah.
Even white people came from there, right? Historically speaking. So we just want to make sure that we tell our story instead of just letting it being told by all these other people. And hopefully we can motivate people to go back, visit. You heard about the what is it, the year of the return in Ghana?
Oh.
A lot of celebrities are going there. A lot of people went to South Africa. I think Steve Harvey has a show there. What's his show? A good show that he does?
The Harvey Show?
Yeah, Steve Harvey, with the questions and stuff.
Oh, that's not Jeopardy. Family Feud.
Family Feud. You know, he has one for Ghana, I believe, and South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, and he passes on TV here, so it's great. So we encourage people to go. And hopefully, before you travel there physically, you can travel there mentally and spiritually with our game. Purchase the game.
Yes, exactly. Guys, on that note, we will be right back. So thank you for watching Afrovibes TV. Okay, we'll be back shortly. Alrighty, welcome back to Afrovibes TV, and I'm your host, Michaela, and we have our special guest here, Mr. White.
Hey.
All right, so we went to commercial break, but during the break, we were able to set up the game, and it looks awesome. Oh my goodness. Wow, you have chips here.
Yeah, casino chips.
Casino chips, yeah. Oh, this is awesome.
You gamble?
I don't gamble, but I want to.
Hey, okay.
That's my next trip. Yeah.
You can gamble.
Oh, yeah, you could put, so you can gamble with this game.
You could if you want to, but we also have our own currency. It's called cowrie shells. The cowrie is the oldest world currencies known to our people, as to, you know, some of the oldest Africans that I know. But also when I went to China to manufacture this game, when they saw this, they say, oh, hey, our ancestors used to exchange, that used to be their money as well. So back in the days, cowrie shells used to be a currency.
So it had like literally it had a seashell on it?
It wasn't the paper, but it was the actual shell that people used to work and polish and exchange for goods.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was the economy of the world.
Wow, that's so cool because I'm obsessed with seashells.
There you go.
So yeah.
That's where it came from. The beauty when you put in your hair, etc.
Yeah.
The ornaments in the jewelry and stuff, that's where it comes from.
Wow.
It's a symbol of wealth.
Oh yeah.
But coming back to the game, this is it right there. As you can see, I'm gonna show you a little bit.
Okay. What is this game? What is the board made out of, by the way?
It's cardboard, but it's very rich. I had to pay top dollar for my Chinese manufacturer before the tariff shifted from the new president. But yeah, but
okay.
A friend of ours, right before we started this show, hinted that we could also customize, and maybe for people who want different texture, ivory and leather and wood, since we're speaking of Africa, etc. Diamonds for the ballers,
Yeah.
we can do that.
Yes.
But yeah, what would you like to know about the game?
Okay, wow. So, where is the starting point
So
on the game?
the starting point is right here at 0-1. I'm not sure if people can see it. And basically what happens is Africa is divided in 5 different regions, to make it easy on people, because 54 countries, that's a little much, but 5 different regions, and it's color coded. So you have yellow for North Africa, the orange for East, the purple for South, the green for Central, the blue for West. And each of these regions are represented with these cards that we call country cards.
Okay.
So when you look at a country card, what you'll see here is that at the back, you have the name of the country. You have, of course, our logo, but you have the shape of the map with the flag inside.
Oh,
but on the
okay.
other side, you have all the data. You have the GDP, the populations, the fun facts. You have the resources, the religion, capital city, languages, you name it, it's right there. So it's basically a kind of like a photo ID, but for a country. We call it country cards.
Oh,
So each
wow.
one of the 54 countries has its own. And then to play the game, you use dice and you roll the dice. And these are the different pawns that you can use, the peons that people choose. But we all start here, and every time you hit a region by counting, you can invest in any of the countries matching the region. So I'll take an example. You want to roll the dice?
Yeah.
I prefer you do it because I've done it quite a few times.
Okay.
There you go. So you have a 6, for instance, right?
Okay.
So let's say that this is you and you're here. You're going to come here to 6. If you're here at 6, you are in this region. Which one is it? Can you tell
Okay.
me?
The north.
Okay.
North.
So North Africa,
Africa.
this is the yellow, and you have the yellow card here.
Okay, so I'll take a yellow card.
Yeah, you have the possibility, because at first I forgot, I jumped a step, but you're supposed to distribute some money. I'm supposed to give you 1,000, me 1,000, and now we can invest in the different countries.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So say if this game were played by like a group of 7.
Yes.
Do we each get 1,000?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So everybody has to start with 1,000.
Yeah, you determine the amount that works for you. And then you start the game with the economy and the exchanges. Very, very interesting. And you get to learn about not just the countries. So you have all the facts here, but you also get to learn about their geographical location. Then you have these different type of cells, the striped ones and the full. So if you play pool, you know what this is about. But the stripes is for the cards that we call Enigma. When you fall into one of those, you have to pick one of these cards, or your adversary, your opponent, has to pick one of these cards and read what's there. And they're going to tell you, okay, this is the outcome. Legacy of occupation and Eastern conflicts. Outcome is you pay 200 cowrie shells to the bank. So from your $1,000, you lose 200. So you have less money now to move around, etc.
Oh, okay. Because I rolled that dice and I landed on 6, and the 6 was a stripe. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now
got it.
you could also land. If you land in any plain cells, then you find in plain tracks. But if you land on the black one, that's one of the challenges. So here you have a challenge. The challenge that you have here is civil war in Sudan. Right? Sudan is here, and the civil war is a challenge. Is one of the issues happening in a few countries in Africa. So in this game here, what we make sure of doing is that you're not going to win just simply because you're going to amass a lot of wealth, a lot of money. You're actually going to win by solving some issues, some problems, by finding solutions to some challenges.
Okay.
And when you find those solutions, then you come into the African pantheon, which is the pyramid. And once you get at the top, this is how you win.
Oh, okay. And so like so problem solving for the solutions. Do we have to agree on the the problem solving?
No, actually, we don't even have to agree because it's preset. It's going to tell you what the challenge is. You're going to say, yes, I want that challenge, or you could say, no, I don't want it, and we put it back.
Oh.
But in order to win, you need to solve a challenge, right?
Okay.
So the person's going to read the challenges, and then they're going to tell you what are the solutions, the leverages. And if you look at the country that you got, you came with some tokens. Those tokens are leverages. They're represented by the casino chips that we saw in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So if you acquire this country right here, which is Egypt, I believe.
I'll get one, and I'll get a red one.
Yes.
That's it.
And a blue one.
And a blue one. Oh, okay.
Right?
And a blue one. Okay.
So you look here, it tells you red and blue. So you get one red.
Leverages.
There you go.
So red and a blue.
So you get one red, one blue. And for this particular challenge, you need to have one red token and two green tokens. So you're going to need more countries to go around to win. It's not going to be very easy because you have competition. Very, very entertaining, very competitive. But at the end of it, by the time you play the third or the fifth game or something like this, you will know Africa by heart.
Wow, this is exciting. I'm literally looking at this card right here. So Egypt, it has everything broken down from the resources, oil and gas, to the agriculture, to the religion, to the languages, Arabic, the currency, Egyptian pound, the population, 102 million.
Exactly.
Oh my Lord. And this is just one card. This is just Egypt. I mean, we have every other country in Africa here. And I'm kind of appalled because I had no idea that the population was this huge.
Yeah. Africa as a whole is probably somewhere around 1.4, 1.5 billion right now. And it's projected to be at somewhere around 2+ billion in 2050, something like that.
Wow.
So we're moving up, people.
Yeah.
Let's organize. Let's get together.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, wow. So what is your target audience?
Well, my target audience is actually everybody. I want to make sure, one of the issues as an entrepreneur, because I've done some other businesses before, is that because I'm a Black businessman, and therefore this is a Black business, people think this is only for Black people. No. Monopoly, chess are games by other, ethnicities, and they're for everybody. This is for everybody. It speaks of Africa, but this is for everybody. So this is a game, a very interesting game, first and foremost. Now, the game topic is about Africa. And now, once we pass the fact that it's a very interesting game, so if you're into games, you're going to have fun, you and your family, regardless of where you're from, and you're going to learn a lot, then you can move it into now how it speaks to people. Certain people are going to relate more than others. If you're from Africa, or if you're African descent, or if you're from the diaspora or anything, you're going to learn about the place where we all from. But you're also going to learn about yourself, because this doesn't just speak of Africans. You're going to find some stuff about Martin Luther King. If you look at even the cover here, you'll see Marcus Garvey. He's from Jamaica. Martin Luther King is here. The others are, African, figures and great heroes of Africa. So that's what you're going to learn about with this game. And so you learn about the people, you learn about the continents, and you find out what is it that you can do, what is it that people are going through, and what's great about it. And hopefully you love it.
Yeah, wow. And I did ask you earlier, do you plan on expanding to other countries?
Yes.
With other countries?
Other continents, yes, definitely. So this is Okani Africa, and we named it that way because of that. But there's going to be Europe, there's going to be America, there's going to be Caribbean, there's going to be, Australia, Asia. But we want to make sure, because all of the information that you're going to find out here are actually accurate. They might be a little bit outdated because this is a 6-7 year old project. I've been working on it for a long time. but they are accurate information, verifiable. And we want to make sure when we develop for other continents, we can do it with the people from those continents because these are stuff that are dear to our heart because we know it, we're from there, but we want to do it for the whole entire world. Yes.
Okay, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, because I can't wait to learn about not just Africa, but the different continents in the world. We have a lot. Are you gonna do like Antarctica?
We'll do it.
Well, you'll do Antarctica.
We'll do it. We'll do the
Can't leave it out.
researches. The researchers are there. It's an actual place. If there has been people or resources or anything going on, we like to find out and provide the information to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is so nice. This is so nice. This definitely is eye-catching and
Top quality.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And like he said, you guys, you can get it in different materials if you would like, especially if you have friends over, if you want it on display, a pretty nice material, whatever it may be, then he can customize it.
Exactly. And we're going to tell you where to get it. Right now, it's available on our website. Do you mind if I tell them? www.okani, so OKANI .games, GAMES. So it's not .com, it's not games.com, it's okani.games. www.okani.games, and you will see this game. It's only for $44.99. But what you have to know is that there's so much knowledge and so much work put into this game. Like I said, it's at least 6 years of work. Is that inside of that one game that you will purchase, you have at least 4 to 5 different games. You can just take this card deck right here and go on a trip with your friends or your kids or etc., your family, and this is a game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information there. So you can do this with just this. Just those,
Yeah.
So there's multiple games inside of it with different instructions. Of course, you can learn how to play it, and you can contact us with any questions. We also going to be very present on social media. And thank you for Afrovibes TV to have us.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on Afrovibes TV. So you guys go ahead and check out Okani Games, and like he said, he's going to be expanding right now. The game is based in Africa, but he will be expanding to other continents. So this is very exciting. This is very you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot with this game, and like you said, there's a bunch. There's 4 or 5 different games in one, so very worth your buck. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. And it's a lot of fun. Sometimes when it's about learning, you get bored. You're like, oh, this thing again. I did that in college. I did that in high school. I didn't really like it. I didn't like the teacher. No, this is not what it's about. This is fun for you and your friends. You can have a little drink, music on the side, and then you're talking, and then you're changing cards, and that's what it's about. So.
All right. Woo. Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you on Afrovibes TV. You guys give it up for Mr. Y. Woo.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then, like I said, go ahead and be sure to check out his website. Once again, it's okani.games.com.
No, not .com.
Not .com.
Just .game.
Okay, okani.games.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, then, thank you so much for tuning in to Afrovibes TV. Okay, be tuned for more interviews. Bye.
Afrovibes is the best. Michaela, she's the best.
Thank you.
Remember, H-Town. Woohoo!
Yeah, right. Thank you so much.